Hi! Hi
Hi.
everyone! Hi! Okay, from all the viewer, we are from the first student who will discuss and explain to you about the site evaluation and tree risk assessment.
Okay, now let's watch how we complete this practical.
We had chosen three streets that cover in two different states in Malaysia, which is Selangor and Pulau Pinang. Street 1 is in Taman Seri Sementa, Kelang, Selangor. The evaluation take place in Jalan Seri Sementa. For Street 2 is in Laguna Park, and the last street is in Pulau Pinang, which is Taman Seri Seruling.
For doing tree inventory, we must prepare with equipment. To estimate the DBH of the tree, I use measuring tape. To estimate the height of the tree, I use distance meter app. And to estimate the canopy of the tree, I'm going to use Canopio app. Chosen is a street at Taman Sri Sementa and it is a residential area. The length of the road I'm going to do tree inventory are about 110 meters. This is the main road and it connected from the main entrance to the flat area. There are two types of planting here. Firstly, trees planted at the roadside by the operator and it is for shading purpose, and the species here are Tamarindus indica. Second, trees planted by the residents in front of their house. Trees planted in front of the house are fruit tree and flowering plant. Condition at this place are in good condition, not in the best state and not at the worst state. There is no cavity at the pruning part. There are several dieback on the canopy, and also the trees actually are planted on grass pavement. But several years they are cemented because there are presence of stone.
After we are done with tree site evaluation, we are going to do a tree risk assessment, which we are going to look for the hazard that could be done by trees, and for this tree risk assessment, we are going to use basic tree risk assessment form. Basic details of the trees, of the species, location, dates. So next we are going to look for the target assessment, which is the target is what surrounds the tree, like vehicles, pavement or something. So this is we can look here are the target protection what we do. So next we are going to look for the site factor, which we are going to look for the change soil conditions. So this is for guide us to see what we are going to look for. So there's also tree health and species profile, where we look into the foliage. Another page is about the risk categorization, which we are going to look for the tree parts what we are likely to be a hazard to the environment. Really needed for us to look to use this tree risk assessment, because it is easier for us to know what we are going to expect from the trees. That's all for tree risk assessment.
So now I want to do about the tree variation. So this is the data for 10 tree I collect from my site. I need to key in inside the Taya tree variation. Okay, so I key in location, the tree species and the data default. So now I key in the tree height. So it's 32 and key in all the data and do about the tree variation, about the physical and social. So based on what I survey from the site, tree value is around 9,335. So that is for me. Thank you.
This is the data collected from the assessment that had been done by our group. In Taman Seri Seruling, there are 3 species had been detected, and each tree had have the unhealthy trees, and we can see here the least value for the tree valuation is fragrant species, and this species is in unhealthy condition. For this site, the tree had been detected with disturbance of pests and diseases, which is the kaya species had been detected with termites. And for Taman Seri Sementa Kelang, most species is Tamarindus indica, and in this area there are mostly shrubs tree were planted that have privately planted by the residents, and the tree is in unhealthy condition because there is no regularly maintenance.
Annie, what is your finding at Laguna Park, Pulau Indah?
Okay, so for the site that I'm assessed is beside ocean or slide. So the trees are like Cocos nucifera and pokok rue, which is Casuarina. So from that, I noticed that the Cocos nucifera has tails, and for Casuarina, all of them are healthy, which is pokok doa. The leaf are more infected by leaf miner and damaged because of pruning.
For the conclusion, this practical have given us the knowledge on how to do urban tree inventory properly and enhance our analytical thinking when observe and identify the tree's health and condition. We acknowledge that the tree risk assessment is important in arboriculture practices. The decision on how to treat and manage the trees is all depends on the information that had taken in the tree inventory. Last but not least, trees are integral to the community well-being, where it created the aesthetic environment with pleasing and peaceful scenery.